it looks like it's going to move a lot more material. I think it's working. Hey, Mike here. Today I'm going to try and do some modifications on our planer. This is probably one of the most enjoyable machines to run that we have here. Pretty awesome being able to throw a really nasty board through and have it come out beautiful and smooth on the other side. One problem that we're having with it is our chips are not getting sucked out of the top of here very efficiently. We often run through maybe a lift at a time. It's just not capable of keeping up. So we're going to see if we can change how this goes into this wall here and maybe even put a different blower on. Typically what we have to do is we shut down our drive motor and keep our blower motor going. That way we can reach in here with our hand without the planer actually running, but still have some suction coming out of the blower and clean the chips out. It's starting to seem a little bit sketchy, so we're going to see if we can fix this so that we don't have to reach our hand in here anymore. And I'm going to show you what these chips look like when they get all piled up in there, and that's what we're dealing with. So when I reach my hand in here, you can probably see the planer blades right down there. Currently this is set up like this. Goes into the wall there. And it seems like there's a few problems. There's this abrupt corner it has to take. And then goes into our chip shed. And this blower here, we got our motor down here, belt coming up to here, coming across. This blower might be a touch undersize. The first thing we're going to do is go over to our scrap heap. And if you don't have a scrap heap, I highly recommend you get one. They're awesome. And you can start acquiring your own scrap heap by just not throwing anything out. And in 30 years, you'll have an excellent scrap heap. So I do have a blower here. And I think this one, judging by the diameter of that outside wheel, it looks like it's going to move a lot more material. So the question is, does this motor on here work? It looks pretty old. Been sitting in here for a long time. It's 2 horsepower, 208 to 220 or 240 volts. And before I attempt to plug it in, these wires look pretty rough. You can see there's some cuts on there and stuff. So I'm going to open up the back of this and make sure things actually look okay in here before I start plugging power into it. It's pretty dirty in there, so we'll clean that up. Okay, a little while later, I've pulled this apart and I fixed up the leads at the back because they were all wrecked. The motor looks nice and clean now. Let's see if I can turn it around. It's incredibly heavy, so it looks a lot cleaner. Cut back the leads a bit. I'm going to add some extra wire. I just need to get some connectors. The bearings look really good. So we're going to find out in a little bit if it actually will turn on. The other issue is apparently this spacing is too close together. So I've ground off every other one and I'm going to pull them all out. And we'll see if that helps. So it's a bit of a process, grinding them and then drilling them out. Will they come out? Not easily. One. Okay, day 2. Got some new wires in here. Now I've got 3 good leads coming out of here. I have the blower wheel reinstalled with every other fin removed. Spins beautifully by hand. And even just spinning it by hand, I can feel the air blowing out of here. I'm pretty excited to see if this is going to work. The one issue with this thing is it is super heavy. Super heavy. Oh yeah, Olympics, here I come. I'm a power lifter now. Oh, it's a two-person job. Oh. Okay. Huh. Okay. That was poorly thought out. With the help of my trusty chain, I've managed to get 2 bolts through and started to thread on. Now things are starting to look a bit better. Now to tighten it down, I'm going to need to cut a hole in the wall, and we're going to take the wires off of this motor, and we're going to connect up there. Here we have our new pipe coming up here with nice soft bends. Going into my hole in the wall. And let's look at the other side. Into the chip shed. We have the blower. So it comes in here, goes into the blower. This is my wiring. Inside this motor there's only 3 white wires, so it doesn't seem to matter which color goes to what. I hope it doesn't matter. I've put the whole thing in this frame and mounted it to the wall because it's so incredibly heavy. And Bobby is here to check on us, the safety dog, and we have a fire extinguisher at the ready, so when we flip this thing on, safety dog, we at least have something in our hands. Breaker flipped. Okay, go for it. Out, Bobby. Okay, the last time we tried this, the motor spun in reverse. So inside this motor there's only 3 white wires, so it doesn't seem to matter which color goes to what. So it was blowing a little bit of air out of there, but it was also blowing air back into this, which resulted in this when we tried to put a board through it. So I have switched 2 of the wires. We're going to try this again. That sounds a bit different. I think it's working. I would say that's the way it's supposed to go.
When you turn that on, there was like an explosion in the shed. Because it was blowing air straight down. And it's not even plumbed in.
Feel the suction in that?
Yeah.
So this was our solution to low suction on our planer, and most importantly, we no longer have to reach our hands into the planer to clean chips out of it. If that helped you guys out, or if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, thumbs up, and subscribe to see more wood-related videos. If you're generally appalled by the wiring that you saw in this video, do not watch this video next.
Actually still running the whole time, so you're going to have to edit this out or it's going to look really cheesy.
The making of, yeah.